Alright, in this training video I'm going to show you a way to be able to print off a disclaimer with particular products that you may have. So the example that we're going to be using today is for dry ice. And so if I go into my products right here, you can see that I sell dry ice. I sell other products as well, but I have a dry ice product and it is in a product type called dry ice sliced, and that's going to be important. So if I wanted to print off a disclaimer every time one of my delivery drivers makes an invoice with this product, there's a way that I can go in and write a disclaimer and assign it to this product type or to the specific product, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go to File, System Admin, and over here on the far right you have Utilities. When I click on that, down here I have one called Manage Disclaimers. When you open this, you may see this test disclaimer or it may be completely blank. But what you're going to do to begin with is click this yellow button at the top that says Add New. And then here we're going to name the disclaimer. And this is in case you have multiple disclaimers, you get to distinguish them. So in this case, I'm going to call mine Dry Ice Warning. Then down here, I can type whatever I'd like to type as my disclaimer message. It can be as long or as short as I'd like. The thing to keep in mind is this is going to print out on a 3-inch printer. You don't want to make it too terribly long if you don't have to, or else you're going to be using a lot of paper. Alright, so I just quickly typed up a silly little example here. That is just me giving you an example that would probably not hold any weight in court or anything like that. But if you're handling disclaimers, you probably know the language already that you really need to put in here. I'm just doing it as an example. Okay, so now I'm going to hit Submit. So now this exists in my database as a possible disclaimer to be assigned, but I have to actually assign it to a product type or a product. So if I'm going to do it to a whole category, like if I have multiple products in that category and every product in that category needs this kind of disclaimer, I would come to the product types here. And in my case, I would choose Dry Ice Slice, okay, and hit Submit, and it's going to show up right there. And now, after my devices do a full sync, every time I make an invoice with that product, it's going to print that disclaimer. If it's only one specific product or a few products in a type, but not everything in the type, you can choose the specific products themselves. So I could come down here and find dry ice blocks and hit Submit, and now they're listed to receive that disclaimer as well. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and do a full sync on my device, make an invoice, and actually print out a disclaimer so that you'll see how it looks. Alright, so I've printed out my invoice, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but down here is my dry ice disclaimer that I just added to this dry ice product. It just printed out automatically since there was dry ice on the invoice, so you can see it down there. Alright, and I just thought I'd also show you and refer to the fact that your disclaimer will also be printed on invoices that contain those products that are made within the office and printed out on a formal print. The disclaimer comes out each time. Alright, as always, if you need some help with this, give the KCS office a call and we'll be happy to help.